Packers leading by 3. Snap to Murray, looks, throws right side of the end zone, intercepted, and the Packers get the dagger! Rasul Douglas seals it for Green Bay. The unbeatens are no longer 24-21 Green Bay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur. Larry McCarren, along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, your regular season record is now 33-7. And if you were to rank those 33 wins, would I be correct in assuming that the win over Arizona would rank somewhere near the top?
Oh, it would be the top. That's the most recent one. So that's a great credit to everybody in this organization from the top down. And, you know, we've got great players here. So it's a great credit to Judy and his staff and Russ Ball getting those guys signed and those guys buying into what our coaches are selling them. And it truly is a total team effort.
Well, let's talk a bit about the week that was. First of all, you find out you'll be without defensive coordinator Joe Barry. Then Davante Adams, then Allen Lazard. And I think most of us would have been thinking, the sky is falling. What were you thinking?
There was a lot going through my mind, I would say, early in the week, but it is what it is. And like, you got to make the best of every circumstance, and it really doesn't matter. I know that nobody's going to feel sorry for us. So we've got to make the best with what we have. And fortunately, we have a lot of depth and we have a lot of people available ready to step into those positions.
Matt, could you talk about an offensive game plan that really featured Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon? Talk about the whys and wherefores of it. 38 touches between the two.
Oh, we knew they were going to be a big part of it going in. Anytime you're without the likes of Davante Adams, Allen Lazard, MVS, that certainly leaves a hole. And how do you fill that hole? Well, you give two of the best backs in the National Football League the ball. And those guys did an outstanding job. I thought our line really did a good job blocking up front. I thought our receivers and tight ends did an outstanding job getting involved in the run game. And then those backs just, you know, breaking tackles, making people miss in the open field. There was a lot of tough yards gained in that game, and it proved to be the difference.
Matt, he had one touchdown drive, 14 plays, 75 yards. Another TD drive, 12 plays, 91 yards. Another drive, 13 plays, 74 yards. Didn't have a touchdown at the end of that one, but you took over 7 minutes off the clock. How valuable were those time-consuming drives?
Well, they played a big part of it because we're going against the top offense in the National Football League, and anytime you keep them off the field, that's a bonus for us. So certainly would like to have finished the drive in the fourth quarter off with a touchdown. I know, like I told our guys, I got to do a better job of giving them a better opportunity to convert that into points. You never want to miss those opportunities, and when you have first and goal on the one, you got to cash in there. Unfortunately, we didn't, but it still didn't cost us because our defense came up big when we absolutely needed it with that pick there at the end by Rasul Douglas.
You guys hold Kyler Murray, a candidate for MVP, hold him to a quarterback rating of 67. He averages 3.5 a rush with a long of 9. Matt, could you talk about your defense's ability to contain one of the game's superstars?
Yeah, he's a tough guy to contain. He's so quick and shifty, and he's so well put together. Our defense played outstanding for the majority of the evening. We knew that they were going to have moments where they're going to get theirs. They got too many weapons on the offensive side of the ball, led by Kyler. But I was just really proud of our defense's effort in terms of, we knew that a big key going into the game was to contain the quarterback, keep him in the pocket, not allow him to establish whether those off-schedule plays or break loose, and use his legs to move the chains. And our guys, for the majority of the game, did an outstanding job with that.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, Mean Dean Lowry. Stay with us.
I think this year I've been more physical from the start. I had a solid training camp, and that's just the message each week is play physical, focus on my technique, and play with great effort every single week, and the results will take care of itself. Overall, it's been really solid football.
Feels under pressure. He's hit and taken down by Dean Lowry.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, by Bellum Health, and by Johnsonville. Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Pothole Frozen Pizza from Quick Trip. Dean, year 6 for you. Through 8 games, it looks like you've laid the foundation for your best season yet. What do you think?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think this year I've been more physical from the start. I had a solid training camp, and that's just the message each week is play physical, focus on my technique, and play with great effort every single week, and the results will take care of itself. So overall, it's been really solid football.
In 4 straight games, you have had at least a hand in a sack. What is going on there?
The straight bull rush, I would say. If they can't stop it, keep going at it. But overall, I have mixed it up though with different rushes too. I'm running different stunts on the outside, and also just doing some more speed moves too. So when I do go to the power, they're not always sitting on it and expecting it. So overall, changing it up, but also that's my my go-to is the power rush.
Dean, when you're sacking the quarterback, does it affect your whole game? Like you feel good about football life, and I don't care if it's run or pass or anything in between. It's just the kind of thing that makes you feel good about it.
Absolutely. This is definitely a physical game, but there's so much mental to it too. So just feeling good, making plays. It allows you to play fast, take a few more chances, when you can. And also it's more contagious too. When a few guys make plays, then others, want to make plays as well. So after my sack, the very play after, Henry Black had an interception that set up our offense for a touchdown. So that's the kind of things that change games, and we got to keep doing that.
Speaking of changing games, against the Washington football team, you kind of plucked a fumble right out of the air. That is not the first time you've done that, though, is it?
I've had a couple more interceptions, but that was the first fumble recovery I've had. But that was all Rashawn though. That was his play. He had a great sack on the play. The ball went up in the air and I came down with it. But that's just good teamwork. But it started with Rashawn's rush there.
Well, the play I was thinking of was when you plucked it out of the air and scored a touchdown against Tampa Bay a couple seasons ago.
That was my second year, and that was when Kenny forced the sack on Jameis, and the ball popped up, and I ran it back for 60 and attempted a Lambeau leap, but didn't quite get up there, but it was still a fun day. So.
Now, Dean, you've had about a half season under the defense brought in by Joe Barry. What is the difference between that defense and what you had been doing before?
The biggest thing is that I think he allows our D-line to play in the best fronts for us. He gives us the best matchups that we think we can be effective in, and we go with it. So it really works to our advantage. Everyone gets opportunities in this defense, and we play fast. So that's been a big part of, I think, just being able to process and play fast and be a sound defense this year with Coach Joe B.
Now, you and Kenny Clark came in the same year, and watching you guys interact at practice and so forth, it looks like you guys are real tight, really have a bond with each other. Is that true?
Absolutely. I love playing with Kenny. Kenny loves playing football for this team. He's a leader. This is his first year being a captain, and we were the same draft class coming in, and I think we're the 2 longest tenured players on the Packers defense, and he's always so positive. He loves teaching the guys just what he knows about the game, and just a great friend as well off the field.
Now, I've seen where he calls your bull rush, he says you look like a rhino when you do it. In pieces I've done, in rock reports and stuff, I've called you the raging bull. Do you have a preference, Dean?
So far, since Coach called me the rhino, it's paid off. So I'll stick with that, as I'm getting sacks here. But either way, as long as I can help the team, whatever they call me, I'm good with.
Dean, thank you for being with us, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Okay, thanks, Larry. Appreciate it.
Coming up, this week's Chalk Talk. Don't go away. Welcome back. This week's Chalk Talk is brought to you by Network Health.
That was probably the first time I won a game like that. So it was like a shocking feeling, like, oh snap. I was kind of in the surprise.
Rasul Douglas seals it for Green Bay.
That game-clinching interception, just part of a fine overall game for Rasul Douglas. Coverage. Rasul, A.J. Green, name brand, 7-time Pro Bowler, and he's running one of those deep crossing patterns that take forever, so you have to cover forever, but the challenge only grows. Kyler Murray buying time in the backfield, extending the time Rasul has to cover Green, but he is in excellent position throughout, and when the ball finally does arrive, he reaches around Green to knock the thing away. Now, Rasul is 6 feet 2 inches tall, very long for a corner, and he uses that length to its full advantage. Rough stuff now. Run pass option, and the pass option is a one-man screen with Rasul serving as the screenee. But watch him. He fights off the blocker with one arm and then makes the tackle with the other. Well, actually, he made the tackle with the other hand. Do you see it right there? Check it out. And he has Christian Kirk going to the ground before the reinforcements arrive. Tell you what, if I could make a tackle like that with one arm and one hand, I'd make a muscle too. Now, I'm not saying I knew Rasul was going to make the game-clinching interception against Arizona, but when I saw this play against Washington, I knew he was more than just another in-season pickup. Much more. At this point in the play, Rasul is the farthest Green Bay Packer from the ball. But watch him. He treats this thing personally. Either he's going to make the play or nobody will make the play. And he doesn't just make a tackle. He strips the ball, forces the fumble, and folks, look at that wave of blockers. If Rasul is not over there, this thing may go for a touchdown. This was the play that made me a believer. Of course, the game-clinching interception in Arizona made me a staunch believer in Rasul Douglas.
So proud of Rasul. What a great story. How special is this game? Guys on the street, comes in, starts for us, finishes the game out for us. Amazing.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Network Health, by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers, and by Ticketmaster.
So today we're out here in Titletown. We have our 4th annual Salute to Service tournament. We have several branches of our military out here playing in a flag football tournament. It's an opportunity for them to compete against each other. At the end of the day, we're providing donations to morale funds based on where they finish. So today, to kick things off, we had our group out here from Honor and Remember to present flags to families, our Gold Star families who have lost a member of their family to a military passing.
Kind of opens your eyes, knowing that you have brothers that maybe you never met, but gave their lives for you. There's big shoes we have to fill, knowing that those guys before us set that standard.
It's definitely makes you feel like you're serving something bigger than yourself. Thinking about the things that people before you went through and what they sacrificed just for you to be able to, wear these colors, salute that flag. It's definitely something to feel proud of.
Share your support for our military troops stationed both home and abroad by sending a holiday greeting. Make a holiday card and drop off at any Fleet Farm location, the Packers Pro Shop, or mail to Lambeau Field by December 5th. Cards will be collected and distributed to military personnel serving during the holidays. Welcome back. Time to hand out game balls. And Matt, on offense, you went with Randall Cobb. 3 catches for 15 yards. Does not sound like a lot, but when you add 2 touchdowns, it becomes a lot.
Yeah, those were 2 outstanding plays, a big reason we were able to come up with the victory. But it's all the little things that Cobby does as well, just in terms of his blocking ability, helping guys get lined up when we were playing with some younger receivers out there. And, just his contributions don't always show up on the stat sheet.
And on defense, you went with a couple of players. One, Rasul Douglas, who had the game-clinching interception. What else do you like about his game?
I love how he competes. I mean, he had a couple PBUs. I thought he was very physical. There was a run alert that was thrown on him, and he was able to kind of set the edge with the receiver and make a physical tackle. But what a special moment for him. Going back to Arizona, a team that had just cut you, and you make the game-sealing interception. Just really, really happy for him, and we're lucky to have a guy like that.
Also, you went with Adrian Amos. And Matt, is he one of those guys that's pretty much a candidate every week? Because it seems like he shows up every game.
He absolutely does. He's so consistent for us. Such a leader, not only in the back end on the defense, but on the entire team. He's a captain, and he's a captain for a reason. He does things the right way, brings a great attitude, is such a smart football player, and he helps us get so much stuff right on the back end.
And on special teams, you went with one of your core guys, Oren Burks. A couple of big tackles on kickoff coverage, one of them inside the 20.
Yeah, he does an outstanding job. Another guy that's just super reliable, super consistent, and he has developed into such a great leader for us, and just kind of shows a lot of the young guys the way.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the last word from the coach. Stay with us. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Fabic Cat, proud sponsor of the Green Bay Packers. The Last Word with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers. Welcome back. Time for the last word from the coach. And Matt, the Kansas City Chiefs not living up to expectations, but they're also turning the ball over a lot, and no team is good enough to do that and win.
No, I would say the competitive balance in this league, it's marginal in terms of the difference between being a first place team and being a team at the bottom. So we stress it each and every week. There's not a better indicator of wins and losses than winning the turnover battle, and that's going to be something that's going to play another major part in this game coming up.
Matt, you're a quarterback guru. If you were writing up a report on Patrick Mahomes, what would it say?
Amazing. I don't think there's a lot that needs to be said. The guy can do it all. He's similar to our quarterback in the fact that he can make every throw. He can make the off schedule, the off platform. He's a unique talent, and he's going to be somebody that we're going to have to play our best against because they've got a lot of weapons around him. They are capable at any moment to score, whether it's a one-play drive or take it 10-plus plays. There's just so many weapons out on the field that they have.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck in Kansas City, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.